I don't try to be political about this. And I really am trying not to be political about this. But to the idiots who are trying to be political about this, especially you, Stephen A. Smith, you especially, and every... I can't... I'm trying not to use foul language, so... Forgive me if I use foul language in this. Just forgive me. If there's anyone watching this that gets offended, sorry, not sorry. But all of you idiots who think it is okay who think it is perfectly okay. I'm going to use my thing, for instance. Well, first off, we're talking about the sentencing of Carmelo Anthony, who was sentenced to 35 years in prison and killing Austin Metcalf. And supposedly an all-white jury. But you know what? That doesn't matter. It's supposed to be supposedly a sentence of your peers and there's no peers. Well, guess what? That's not necessarily how this works. A jury is not supposed to be your friend. Jury isn't your friend. They're supposed to be people that don't know you. There's such a thing as a jury. It's just an old phrase. Remember from, what's that show called? Green Mile. When he says, I can't remember the one guy's name. I can't remember the one character's name. I think it's Otto Illibuck. You've been condemned to die by a jury of your peers. See? A jury of your peers. Not necessarily mean your friends. But, to get back to the very beginning of this whole thing, he went to they were rival high schools, apparently. Complete rival high schools. They weren't even close to being friends. Not even close to being friends of high schools. He had a knife. He walks over to a high school. He walks over to a tent that was set up where Austin Metcalf was at. He walks over there and says things. You have no business walking over to that school. Walking over to your opposition tent where they're at. It'd be no different. I'm going to use Lancaster and Newark. Or, yeah, I'll just use Lancaster and Newark. You see, or Newark for that instance, since that's how you pronounce Newark. Here in Ohio, you pronounce it Newark. We have no business. We literally hate Newark. That's how badly the rivalry is. Back in my days, as much as we hated each other, we went our separate ways when the game was over. During my basketball game, my senior year, we had to have a police escort our basketball team out to the buses my senior year after we beat Newark at Newark 52-30. We'd have a police escort because they were being really bad behaving out there. So here's the thing that I'm trying to make. You have no business going over to the opposing team. And when they tell you to stop doing what you're doing, leave. You have no business even being over there. You stay on the visitor side. Don't even go to the if you're the visitor or the home team, regardless what side you're on, don't go to that side. Stay where you're supposed to be at. Then we wouldn't be having this discussion. And it's not about race. It's about committing the crime. Don't commit the crime. We won't be having this discussion. And as for you, Al Sharpton, you think that this is injustice? Screw you. We just stay away from each other. We don't advance towards each other. This goes for everybody. We don't go to one another's place. You stay away from there. You stay away from where each other is at. You stay in your own tent. You stay in that tent. You stay in your own tent. And if you start saying, you start a fight with me, you find out what the hell happens. That's where you draw the line. Don't even start a fight with your opponent. Don't even go to your opponent's side. You stay right where you're at. It's as plain as simple as that. Leave the fighting alone. Don't even bring it with you. You just stay in your own tent. There was no business of him even being there. And Stephen A. Smith brings up, you should leave about something that happened at another high school where it was between another student and this other guy, and he got 10 years in prison. Well, here's the thing about that. They were in they went to the same high school. They weren't opposing high schools. It's not like he deliberately walked over there having an intention to kill someone. These two were in an actual fight. One person fighting another person in the same bathroom. Now, I don't know who started the fight or anything, but I understand it's kind of somewhere like the same situation. But the situation here with this one is simple. I understand he was white. And I think the other one was black. I'm not really sure. I have to look into this one. But it's on his page. But he's trying to manipulate the situation as if the whole thing is based on race. No, it's not about race. It's about what the public, not the public defender, but it's about what the public, it's about what the state prosecutor decides. I said the wrong thing, so it's the state prosecutor. It's about what the prosecutor decides to charge him with. About what he can beat the person with. If he can't beat him with murder, he charges him with manslaughter. And supposedly that's what he was charged with manslaughter. If you can't beat someone with murder, you charge them with manslaughter. And apparently that's what they charged him with. And he got 10 years for manslaughter. This here, Carmelo Anthony, they figured out they could charge him with 35 years in prison for murder. And it was a simple case. Because, one, you had no business walking over to an opponent's tent and having a knife with you. It's real easy. You have no business walking to an opposing team's tent, getting ready to stab someone when you get into an argument and they tell you to leave with you having no intentions of leaving. And you end up killing a twin brother's right in the hands of his own twin brother. And yet alone, his own black race, the people that were black, testified against him. They had no defense whatsoever to defend him. Self-defense. I don't see how that's self-defense. Yeah, he pushed. But that's the point where you turn around and walk away. I've been in that situation I don't know how many times. But I turned around and walked away. No need to fight. But don't get me wrong. There have been times where I wanted to fight. But I've thought to myself, this is no place to fight. Because it's not my ground to fight. The only place I fight is at where I know my ground. So with that being said, you be the judge about how this should be done. So, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. That being said, I'm out of here. Peace.